What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this 2023 Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack. This one is around $59,000. We're going to take a full point of view look at this really nice spec. So find the hood latch. Let's see what is going to power this modern day muscle car. So underneath the hood, you're going to find a 6.4 liter naturally aspirated Hemi V8. This thing packs 485 horsepower with 475 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired to an 8-speed automatic with rear-wheel drive. It'll top out around 175 miles per hour. And then if we go ahead and take a look at the exterior styling, this color combination is really nice, and I just love the LEDs you get for the headlights, of course your RT badge, and a really nice looking blacked out grille. Has a pretty retro design to it as well. You can see a huge splitter down front, and then you get LED fog lights, and then a pretty cool design for the lower grille. The hood itself has a really aggressive design as well. You can see how we have an intake duct in the center, which helps get cool air into the engine bay. And then we have huge heat extraction vents in back, and I love all the contours. It looks really aggressive. Front end comes together nicely. I just like how it looks like a retro muscle car. And if we go ahead and take a look at the side profile now, you're going to see these bronze wheels. They have a pretty cool split spoke design, and you can see the 6-piston Brembo brake calipers. These are 20-inch wheels as well, and then we get a 2-piece ventilated and slotted rotor. You can also see a pretty nice design around these front wheel arches, and then our Scat Pack 392 logo. And then for the entire side profile, this is a pretty big car, weighing in well over 4,000 pounds. You have a huge hood section, and I just like how simple everything is. You get very flat body panels, no real crazy curves or anything like that. Then you can see all the body color up on top. There's also a sunroof. Then you get a blacked out B pillar, which is pretty thin. And then you also get a set of body colored door handles and body colored mirror caps. There's basically one prominent body line going through the entire side profile, getting us to the rear. And then in back, you get a pretty large trunk lid and a really nice looking satin black rear wing. You get the Scat Pack logo on it, along with a camera, trunk release button, a Dodge name, and then you can see all the gloss black surrounding these LED taillights. And then in back, you get all of your parking sensors, dual exhaust system as well, and just a pretty simple look. And then if I go ahead and take the key, we do get remote start. And you can hear everything start turning on. That is a good sound. And then just turning that off. We can double tap the key fob as well, pop the trunk, and from here, we can lift this up. So you get a pretty large trunk in the Challenger. Like we already know, this thing is a really big vehicle. All sorts of good space. Of course, those seats are going to fold down to really maximize the cargo area. And then if I just close it. So then if we go on to the interior, this does get a smart key to where you just grab the door handle, it'll unlock it, and we can check everything out. So this one has a black interior with the leather and alcantara material. I really like how you get a lot of that material on the door panel. Really nice inserts with some padding, and then a good grab handle, all of your window controls and mirror controls, memory seating, and then a little bit of storage down below. And then moving inside, you can see power controls to make the seats go forwards and back. We got manual recline, and then all the nice materials on the seats, the smooth leather, the alcantara with perforations all throughout it. And then I love how you get that Scat Pack logo. So pretty cool looking seats with pretty nice sized bolsters, and then we get a black leather steering wheel. Let's go ahead and hop inside now and close the door. It's kind of a reach to get to the seat. And then let's just slide back a little bit from here. Foot on the brake. Let's fire it up. We also get the telescoping and power operations for the steering column. And then these controls on this left side, you can go through all sorts of different information. See all sorts of different vitals within the vehicle, different timers and things like that. And then some fuel and trip information as you scroll down through the menu. You can see the tach on the left, speedometer on the right, cruise control settings over here with some Bluetooth and audio controls. There are controls on the back side of the steering wheel, along with your paddle shifters. And then we get the windshield wipers over on the left side. We have your headlight control as well. You get your trunk, one of the air vents, then a cool rubbery material with some stitching all throughout it for the dash, just to give it a little bit more premium look. And then taking a look at the center screen now, you have all sorts of different apps that are going to come up right in the center. Then we have shortcuts to your media, all the climate controls as well. You can very easily adjust your temperature, fan speed, and zone. If you tap this control icon, you can see your heated and ventilated seats, as well as the heated steering wheel. We have the phone integration and settings. And then going into performance pages, for whatever reason, these always take quite a long time to go ahead and turn on. But while that loads, we do get some nice leather vinyl material going to the armrest, and then a pretty good center console with different plugs and everything, and of course a good sized glove box. But now that that is opened up, you can see a cool dyno, pretty cool graph. You have engine information that's going to come up as well, a G-force meter, all of your different gauges to keep everything in check, and then all the timers, and then the home screen. If I tap the SRT dashboard, you can see your drive modes, performance pages, different race options. You have launch control as well as line lock that you're able to adjust. All of your different drive modes. You can set up a few more things. And if I go back into here, you have that performance pages and then the modes up on top. If I go ahead and put it into reverse, you're gonna see that backup camera popping up in the center, and then the parking sensors over on that left side. And then underneath that, we have volume and on off, all of your track controls, a few more shortcuts for a few different items, and then physical climate controls down below. Whenever you make any adjustments, they're going to come up on the screen as well, which is a pretty cool touch. Pretty nice looking shifter, along with a little bit of storage and cup holders. And then one last look at the interior. Really nice looking with the leather and the alcantara material. I think that definitely makes these feel pretty nice and up to date for being an older car. We have a black headliner, nice sunroof shade as well, and then a sunglass holder, all those controls, garage door openers, as well as the mirror. And then now let's go ahead and hop into the back seat. Shut the engine off real quick. So this is a 4-seater vehicle. It is actually really large, and you have the same materials in here. And actually this is a 5-seater vehicle, so pretty darn practical. As I climb in here, so at 5'11" with the driver's seat set at my height, honestly I do fit here. My legs kind of have to go around the seat, and I have headroom, so it's not that bad. However, if you do pull this down for a 4-seater configuration, you got a pretty good armrest in here, and honestly a pretty practical car for only having 2 doors. So with that said, let's hop back into the driver's seat and go for a spin. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the Scat Pack. So this engine packs a nice punch. Obviously I'm not going too crazy being brand new and being freezing outside, but it sounds so good. The transmission is pretty responsive, and in track mode right now it does quite a lot. The suspension is so tight, the steering is nice and heavy. I mean, it honestly feels so much smaller than it is. You can break loose in one of these so easily. The traction, just because you have a lot of power going to those rear wheels, especially in cold temperatures for today. But it's a fun car to cruise around, and I like the Scat Pack. I think it gives you enough power to be really fun. It's obviously not crazy fast. If you want that, get a Hellcat. But the Scat Pack really does give you a really good balance of just fun performance. You know, it's not too much power to where you're never gonna be able to handle it, but it's enough to, you know, get a little sideways, get a little squirrely, have some fun with the car. If we tone it down into auto mode, and we're just in normal drive now, the car tones down quite a lot. Throttle response, suspension is much softer. It just feels a lot more relaxed. So I like how there are different modes in the car to where you can play with it. You can play with the car, and then you can daily it just like any typical car. You know, you have enough technology to be a good daily. And overall, it's a really comfortable vehicle, honestly. You have a really nice seat material. It's super comfortable just to be in. You really can't complain for normal driving. As far as visibility, some other normal things, that exhaust sounds so good. But you have a huge windshield out of the front, and you can see that ginormous hood with all the scoops and different contours in it. Pretty good mirror layout and everything, so you can see what's going on behind you. And let's go back into auto mode, let the car relax. And visibility over your left and right shoulder is pretty decent. You know, that C-pillar is pretty darn thick, so it's a little hard seeing way back there. However, if you poke your mirrors out a little bit, that certainly helps just a tad. As far as the interior tech and using that, it's not the newest and most up-to-date thing. It'd be kind of nice to see their newest stuff in these last years of the Challenger. However, it gets the job done, honestly. Graphics could be better, but kind of is what it is. But it's a nice car. Even though this is very, very old at this point, it's a nice place to be, especially when you have a good interior. I think if you get one of these in cloth, it just feels really cheap. However, this feels like a pretty nice car to be in. Really can't complain too much. Obviously, it's not a nimble back road handling car or anything like that, but regardless, you can have some fun. It is a fun muscle car just to cruise around in and kind of just let those rear tires do some burnouts and have some fun. And for handling, you know, it's a big car, but it's tight enough to where you can throw it around and have some fun in a Dodge Challenger.